A, the engine compartment, okay? So now we're gonna go from this driver's door mirror area, and we're gonna go to the rear of the tractor, okay? So the first thing I see on this side is my mirror, okay? I got my mirror. My mirror is properly mine, it's secured, it's clean, and it's not cracked, all right? I got my door. My door is properly mine, it's secured, it's not bent nor warped. My door handle functions properly. My door seal is not ripped nor torn, and it's in good condition. My door hinges are properly mine and secured. They're not bent nor warped, all right? Not missing any nuts or bolts, okay? Right here I have my marker light. My marker light is properly mine and secure. It's clean, not cracked, and it's also the proper color. All right, I have my steps. My steps are properly mine and secure. It's not missing any nuts or bolts, and there's no grease or debris on my steps that may cause a slip or fall. I have my depth tank. My depth tank is properly mine and secure. It's not leaking. I'm going to check my depth tank cap for my seal inside. I'm going to remove it, and my seal is intact on my depth tank cap. All right, right here, I have my fuel tank. My fuel tank is pretty much the same description as my depth tank, okay? We're gonna make sure we check it for leaks. My fuel tank is not leaking. My fuel tank is properly mined and secured. My fuel tank has straps on it. My fuel tank straps are properly mined and secured, and the padding under my straps is properly aligned. I have my fuel tank cap. I'm gonna remove it. My fuel tank cap is tethered to the tank, and the seal inside is intact, okay? And inside this box is your fire extinguisher and your 3 reflective triangles. You don't have to open those. Those are part of your end cab, but you need to know where they're at. They're in there. I'm gonna check the side of my tractor. There's no visible damage to the side of my tractor, okay? Now I'm gonna do the rear of the tractor, but I'm gonna leave the coupling system off, and we're gonna do it as one, okay? So I'm gonna take these steps. Since I'm walking up here, got my steps. They're clean, not cracked. No grease or debris on my steps that could cause a slip or fall. I also have my catwalk. My catwalk is properly mined and secured. There's no grease or debris on my catwalk that could cause a slip or fall. Also on this side, I have my exhaust system. My exhaust is properly mined and secured, not bent nor warped, and shows no signs of soot, which might indicate a leak. I have my drive shaft. My drive shaft is properly mined and secured. It's not bent nor warped, no slinging oil. I have my universal joint. It's properly mined and secured. It's not slinging oil either. It's not bent nor warped. I have my frame. My frame is properly mined and secured, not bent nor warped, okay? And right here, this is our control arm. You can call it control arm or torque arm, either one. I got my torque arm. It's properly mined and secured. It's not bent, no warped, no cracked. All right. Now also, we have the same components up there that we have back here for our suspension. All right, but we'll start with our braking system because we can see it. Now we can do it. I'm gonna do it on this side because you can see it better, but you would do it on this side, okay? Got my brake hose. All right, there's no braided bugs or cuts in my brake hose, and it's not leaking. I got my brake chamber. It's properly mined and secured, not bent, no warp. All right, and it's not leaking. My brake chamber clamp is properly mined and secured around my brake chamber. I have my slack adjuster. It's properly mined and secured, and it's set 90 degrees to my push rod. The card pin is intact, and it has no more than 1 inch to play when my brakes are released. All right. Now for back here, the suspension is almost the same as up front, except for one extra. It has an extra component. We have our spring mount. We got our leaf springs. We have our U-bolts. We have our shock. And we also have an airbag. Okay. So we got our spring mount. It's properly mined and secured. It's not bent, nor warped, nor cracked. We have our leaf springs. They're properly mined and secured. There's none broken. misaligned, nor missing. We have our U-bolts. They're properly mined and secured. They not bent, no warp. We have our shock. It's properly mined and secured. It's not leaking, which might indicate it needs replacing. We have our airbag. Our airbag is properly mined and secured. Our airbag mounts are also properly mined and secured. They not bent, no warp. And also our airbag is properly inflated. All right. From there, I go to my brake drum. I have my brake drum. It's not bent, no warp. There's no grease or debris on my brake drum. I have my brake lining. It's properly mined and secured. You can either say it's not worn dangerously thin. It has a minimal half-inch thickness. I'm gonna check my sidewalls. You can combine them. You don't have to do them individually. Checking my sidewalls. There's no braided bulges or cuts in my sidewalls that might indicate a belt separation. I'm checking my tread. It's wearing evenly. It has a minimum of 2/30 seconds of tread depth. There's no debris in between my tires, and also there's no illegal spacers in between my wheels. All right. From there, I got my rim. It's not bent, no warp, no illegal wheels or drill holes in my rim. I have my lug nuts. There's none missing. There's no rust streaks that might indicate a loose lug nut. And also the holes are not distorted. I have my valve stem. It's a metal valve stem. It's not leaking. And if I had an air gauge, I would check my inflation. You can say 100 PSI, or you can say I would check the inflation. Now this hub does not have a plug, but it has a seal. So I'm checking my hub seal. My hub seal is not leaking, all right? And it's properly mined and secured also. I would check this axle the same as I check that axle. All right. Now move on. I got my mud flap. My mud flap is properly mined and secured. It's not ribbing the ground. No missing nuts or bolts. And my DOT reflective tape is in good condition all the way across my mud flap. It's not ripped nor torn. Now under here, I have my tail lights. All right. My tail lights are properly mined and secured. They're clean, not cracked, and they the proper color. These are also they're my tail lights, my brake lights, my four-way turns, my four-way flashes, and also my left and right turn signals. Now we're gonna do the coupling system, okay? Your coupling system is whatever connects the tractor to the trailer, which includes this pigtail, these airlines, these airline connections, your glad hands, and your pigtail receptor and connection on this side, all right? So for here, I got my pigtail receptacle. It's properly mined and secured to the rear of my tractor. My pigtail is properly mined and secured into the receptacle. My safety latch is engaged. My pigtail, there's no cuts or frays in my pigtail itself. The red is the emergency, the blue is the service. They're the same, you can combine them. I have my emergency and service lines. They're properly connected to the rear of my tractor. My emergency and service line has no braided bulges or cuts in the line. So we come to this side, we also have our pigtail receptacle. It's properly mined and secured to the front of my trailer. My pigtail is properly mined and secured to the receptacle, and the safety latch is engaged. The pigtail is not cut nor frayed. I have my emergency and service glad hand receptacles. They're properly mined and secured to the front of my trailer. All right, my glad hands are properly mined and secured into the receptacles, and if I was to remove it, I could check the seal inside to see that it's not cut nor frayed. That it's not ripped nor torn. All right. Now we'll move on to the coupling system. The coupling system consists of, this is my apron. There's no gap. Fifth wheel skid plate, platform, mounting bolts, locking pins. You have your clearance, your release arm, internal safety latch, and in between your fifth wheel is your kingpin and your locking jaws. The description goes is this. This is my apron. My apron is properly mined and secured. It's not bent, warped, nor cracked. There's no gap in between my apron and my fifth wheel skid plate. My fifth wheel skid plate is properly mounted and secured to my platform. My fifth wheel skid plate is not bent nor warped, and it's also properly greased. My platform is properly mounted and secured to my frame. All right. There's no missing mounting bolts. My platform is also not bent nor warped. It's a sliding fifth wheel, and my locking pins are in the lock position. It's also set so that I have enough clearance so that my landing gear will not hit the rear of my tractor in turns. My release arm is in the lock position, which means it's functioning properly. It also has an internal safety latch. So I will come around here, and inside of here, if I look in here, I can see my kingpin. My kingpin is properly mounted and secured to my apron. My kingpin also is not bent nor warped. My locking jaws are in the lock position around my kingpin. Okay.